Greetings, and welcome to A Year of Movies, a Planet Geek production. For this project, we are using the Ivan Walters reference book of 365 films to watch on the day they happened. Each day, we watch a movie associated with the date we are watching it on.
And as it is the 8th of June, we are going to be watching Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, from 2010. Directed by Chris Columbus and starring Logan Lerman. Now, whereas I was vaguely familiar with the novel series that this movie is based on, I did happen to get to see this opening weekend. The people I was around at the time were very excited to see this movie, so I went along not knowing much of what I was going to see other than the fact that it was going to be the gods dealing with humanity and all that sort of thing. That being said, I don't think I maybe have seen it maybe once, maybe twice, just maybe actually in passing while someone else was watching the movie. But since my original theatrical watch, I believe this is the first time that I've actually watched the entire movie in one sitting. And like I'd already mentioned, not only does this movie star Logan Lerman, but it also stars Brandon T. Jackson, Alexandria Daddario, Jacob Bell, Sean Bean, Kevin McKidd, Steve Coogan, and Melina Caracandas. Always trouble-prone, the life of Percy Jackson, played by Logan Lerman, it's a little more complicated when he learns that he's the son of the Greek god Poseidon, played by Kevin McKidd. At a training ground for children of deities, Percy learns to harness his divine powers and prepare for an adventure of a lifetime. He must prevent a feud among the Olympians from erupting into a devastating war on Earth, and rescue his mother, played by Catherine Keener, from the clutches of Hades, played by Steve Coogan, the god of the underworld. So this first movie is a great start to what the idea was, to create basically another Harry Potter series, but set to a different set of books. Now, obviously, we're dealing with Greek gods instead of wizards and magic and all that sort of thing, but they have the actual proper person in charge of this movie. The gentleman who also directed the very first two Harry Potter movies, Chris Columbus, also directs this. He definitely has a known way of directing a younger cast as well as directing for special effects. A lot of the stuff seems very, very seamless and very well done. When I'm talking like the lining up with the eyes and all that sort of thing, everything seems to work out pretty well. It's very cohesive that way. Now, of course, the special effects sometimes hinders a little from the date that the movie is made, but still it looks very well polished. And unfortunately, the movie, while it did find an audience, subsequent versions of this didn't survive as well in the box office. And then we now have a Disney Plus series that is in its second season that follows further adventures of Percy Jackson with a whole different cast. So it's basically one of the better sort of action movies that are centered around a teen cast, which this cast does a fantastic job. The trio that we have as the core of this movie work very well together and we have a very great supporting cast surrounding them, which is kind of cool. And again, some of the special effects are like really spectacular, especially when we're dealing with like centaurs and whatnot. Half people, half digital characters are the ones that work out the best in this. So as the story starts, we have Zeus, played by Sean Bean, warns Poseidon that unless Poseidon's demigod son Percy Jackson returns his thunderbolt, that war will break out. And it is the following day, which is June 8th, 2010, when we encounter Percy during his school time experiences, where he actually starts off holding his breath underwater for 7 minutes. The introduction of the character being about almost 5 minutes into this 1 hour and 58-minute movie. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this particular episode and look off into the future to see what movie we're going to be watching for tomorrow, which is going to be June the 9th, and that is Saving Private Ryan from 1998. So until next time, go see a movie.